Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for another video presentation. As Pokemon Go tweeted, as mentioned in our last community note, we will be making some changes to Pokemon effectiveness in battle. Most notably, CP values will be adjusted to improve in-game balance, and the rollout will begin November 14th at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, which is going to be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I replied, oh my god, yes, please and thank you, because this is single-handedly the biggest update in Pokemon Go, in my opinion, this year. And it's gonna solve a lot of problems within the metagame and how Pokemon battle and how things work within the battle system. So this is the closest thing to me towards a battle system rework than we've had since the battle system rework that, you know, introduced the brand new gyms and the motivation and all that stuff. We're gonna go over who's who, what's good, what's not good, as far as the top tier Pokemon. Now, I'm gonna get to the lower tier Pokemon in another video, but right now I just wanna cover the top tier Pokemon and what's gonna be going on with all of this. So, you know, what Pokemon are gonna be the best now, what Pokemon are gonna be the worst, what Pokemon take a stat hit. There's a lot to be discussed right now, and we gotta cover it all right around when it drops. So let's take a look, and this article is courtesy of Game Press, and it's basically the who's who of the Pokemon Go stat rebalance in Pokemon Go. So the Fall 2018 stat rebalance, winners and losers. Let's get into it. Now, for those trainers wondering, like, what is the meaning of this? Why are these stat changes happening? Why are my Pokemon CP changing? Basically, it's for the reason of having defensive Pokemon and bulkier Pokemon more useful within the game. Now, obviously, bulkier Pokemon are going to be more useful in the current metagame, but defensive Pokemon really had no sort of place in the metagame whatsoever because HP value mattered more than defense. Defense really had no place in the metagame. Neither did HP to a certain extent, but Pokemon with higher HP had a more valued statistical advantage in the metagame because they would last longer, but defense didn't really matter. But this stat change actually benefits more defensive Pokemon with a little bit less HP. So it's going to give a lot of different Pokemon different bulks, including Gengar, which is going to be the first topic of conversation when we're talking about these biggest winners from the stat changes. Also, we're going to use the terms TDO, total damage output, a lot in this conversation with this article with Game Press. So the biggest winners here, the Glass Cannons. So when you think Glass Cannon, the first Pokemon that you think come to mind is Gengar, and it's been one of the long leaders of the metagame in terms of pure DPS. But of course, we all know that Gengar doesn't last that long in battles. In fact, it's good to have multiple Gengar with Shadow Ball to keep up in a raid or in a high stakes gym battle. With this rebound, Gengar is getting nearly 25% more bulk with the ability to fight long enough to make use of its impressive attack stat with strong moves. And with Lick now commonly available and nothing on the horizon to supplement as a ghost type attacker, Gengar is looking great, and things are looking nothing but up for the Ghostly Demon. Up from 2,500 to 2,777. Machamp, 3,012. Dragonite, a whopping 3,792, up from 3,500, which is where I had it. And Tyranitar, again, insane increases, up from 3,600s to 3,834. Freaking insane. Charizard, 2,765. The list goes on and on and on and on. Now, the biggest losers, the brick walls, the tanks, Chansey, Blissey. Probably the most notable effect of the stat rebalance is to nerf the game's bulkiest and most annoying gym defenders, while only Blissey and Chansey will actually lose HP. The popular defenders, Snorlax and Slaking, will gain a little HP, but Blissey and Chansey, don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Blissey and Chansey will remain the best gym defenders in the game. They're just going to be a little less annoying and a little less time consuming to get rid of. Easily overlooked losers. I'll just call them our low-key losers. Our big boys, Groudon and Kyogre. Check this out. So with identical stats, the rebalance didn't do a whole lot to these two, increasing their total damage output by only 2.7% each. And this outcome is so easy to overlook because they're just so far ahead of everything, and it basically doesn't matter. Groudon's position as the best ground-type attacker may be challenged by Garchomp eventually because Garchomp, especially with this change, is looking to be an absolute freaking monster. But with Palkia lacking a water-type fast move, please give Palkia a water-type fast move, I love Palkia. Kyogre remains the best water-type attacker within the metagame, so not a whole lot of change there, but you know, Kyogre and Groudon, the big boys, little low-key loss there, but the stat change. Breloom accelerates his Mushroom Fist into another tier of attacking in Pokemon Go with these stat updates. Check this out. Breloom has a higher attack stat than Machamp and access to the same incredible counter dynamic punch moveset, but here's the thing. The gap between Breloom and Machamp has closed a little bit, but in some matchups, Breloom might be the superior option. So taking a look at this chart, Breloom with counter dynamic punch has a DPS of 16.5, Machamp counter dynamic punch, a total dynamic punch of 16.2. So slightly better here, slightly better than Machamp in certain situations. Also, total damage output, and I need to mention this, total damage output for Machamp is still way higher than Breloom's with 434.6 for Machamp and Breloom with 310.9. Also, Blaziken, Counter Focus Blast, can't completely disregard it here. DPS is going to be 15.4, so again, Breloom, Blaziken, Machamp, they're like, in terms of DPS, they're kind of within the same tier, and maybe each one of them could be potentially viable depending on what you want to do with your Stardust. This is really exciting. The winners are going to be the freaking starters. And I've been thinking, like, why aren't the starter Pokemon, like, why aren't they good? Apparently, according to the stat update, the starter Pokemon could be a lot more viable. So, Charizard and Blaziken benefit the most of this bunch, losing nothing in defense, but gaining a good chunk of HP to become usable fire types behind Moltres, which is dope. Sceptile, despite its unbalanced defenses, gains the most HP of the bunch and edges its way into the top tier of grass attackers. And I do have, I believe, 2 100% Sceptile, so that's pretty awesome. Take a look at this chart. Fire Spin, Overheat Moltres still remains on top, and the DPS is going to be 16.2, the new total damage output is 491.4. Charizard, now, here's what I love about Charizard. Ever since Charizard came out in Pokemon Go, they've found out ways to make it better and better and better. So Charizard, Fire Spin, and Blast Burn, DPS 15.8, so still a peg below Moltres, but still a very usable Pokemon. Also, Blaziken, if you want to use Fire type, you want to use Fighting type, Blaziken, you got the best of both worlds there. Blaziken, Fire Spin, Overheat, damage, you know, DPS 15.5, so just a little below Charizard, total damage output 346. And here's the loser right here, is Entei, which sucks, because Entei is one of my best Pokemon. So, the story of Entei is similar to that of Haruyama, though it remains its status as the highest total damage output fire type and gains a little bit of bulk. The increased total damage of its peers Charizard, Blaziken, and Moltres, each with higher damage per second, which means Entei's position as a meta-relevant fire type is diminished. Combining these changes with the fact that Charizard enjoys a double resistance to bug and grass type due to its fire and flying typing, to consider reaching for Charizard instead of Entei in these specific matchups. Entei still shines against ice types, where Charizard and Moltres only take neutral damage. So don't press for your Entei. So keep him around, but he's no longer the best, unfortunately. Okay, so potentially usable now in the metagame. Another potential big winner in this stat formula change is Deoxys, which is freaking awesome because I freaking love Deoxys. So Deoxys has been in EX raids for weeks now, but normal form Deoxys gains a 34% gain in total damage output, helping to solidify its position as one of the best electric attackers currently in the game. Unfortunately, this still might not be enough to make it worth using, especially in a long fight against a legendary raid boss where it may necessitate re-entering a lobby. Now, here's the thing. I feel like Deoxys has to be used in the right scenario in order for it to shine. That's just how Deoxys is going to work. I don't ever see Deoxys shining or performing well in any type of raid scenario, especially if it's a level 5 legendary raid with a tanky defense. This is not going to work. But I feel like Deoxys can be great when taking out gyms. I feel like Deoxys can be a pain for a lot of Pokemon with weaker fast moves. Deoxys can do like a quick work, a quick sweep of a lot of gym Pokemon, can get you in and out of those gyms a lot quicker. That's how I feel like Deoxys is better. I feel like it performs better in like a more of a gym takedown situation rather than like a level 5 gym raid boss offensive set. and that's how I plan on using Deoxys, because I do plan on using a lot of Stardust and a lot of Rare Candy on Deoxys. Deoxys is gonna be like my own personal experiment. I want to put this attack stat to the test, the ultimate test. That's my plan. You can do what you want with your Deoxys. I'm gonna power up my Deoxys if they have good IVs. I'm gonna use them a lot, especially in gym takedowns. But yeah, I really feel like Deoxys could actually be a great attacker. And speaking of Deoxys, we got ourselves an EX raid right now. So, Hamilton High School. I played this place in soccer once. We didn't win. And Deoxys is already nearly half taken down going into this raid. And I don't think we should be receiving any windy weather boost. The last time I did a Deoxys raid, the weather literally changed from cloudy to windy at 1 o'clock. What was it? What was the raid? It was 2:30. It changed at the hour that the raid started. I don't think we're going to be receiving windy weather this time, so I'm expecting within the 1480 to 1570 range for CPs, as we have taken this thing down. That took no time. Also, Deoxys, as I mentioned earlier in the video, one of the candidates to be potentially good in Pokemon Go once we receive this awesome stat boost in 2 hours or something like that. Alright, Deoxys is down, and here we go. 1570 vibes. Ooh, 1528. So that's not good, but it's okay. 1528, it's okay. Actually, no. 1528, that's bad. I'm just rolling through the numbers. So we got ourselves another bad Deoxys, 1528 non-weather boosted. I got 49 golden raspberries. I think I could pretty much nail this. An excellent throw without using 2 hands. I'm gonna try it at least. So. Boom. I should have nailed an excellent throw, but it shouldn't be too difficult to catch. Yeah, one hitter quitter. What'd I say? Alright, got the Deoxys down, and let's check IVs. 1528 Charge Beam Psycho Boost, the moveset, and Wonder Attack, certainly impressed, so it's 82-ish something. Alright, well, that's the third Deoxys in the bag, so not bad. Alright, so let's head back and let's wrap up this conversation. Let's talk about some of the other winners of the Pokemon Go stat rebalancing. Probably one of the biggest events, well, I guess not events, it's hard to say it's an event, but it's a huge shift in Pokemon Go. This is the biggest, in-game shift that I think we've ever had in the history of this game. So, let's start off by taking a look at the new event that is live. So, we have another Egg Hatchathon. So, it's time to get cracking on an exciting event from November 14th at 1 p.m. Pacific Time to November 27th at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time. Some Pokemon with evolved forms originally discovered in the Sinnoh region, such as Rhydorn, Porygon, and Magby, will be present in 2-kilometer eggs. Also, if you're lucky, you can get Shiny Elekid. So Shiny Elekid has been released, so you can get Shiny Elekid, Electabuzz, and eventually Shiny Electivire. Speaking of Electivire, by the way, we have the Sinnoh Stone, which is available. You can take a look at what the Sinnoh Stone looks like right here. And depending on where you are with your research breakthrough, you can get it if you wait. And you already know what I'm going to be using my first Sinnoh Stone on, if I can find the bad boy, my 100% Porygon to use as an electric attacker. And here you go, there is the icon for the Sinnoh Stone right there, and then you have the silhouette of Porygon Z. Now, I'm going to let you guys know right now the Pokemon that can evolve through the Sinnoh Stone specifically, and again, the Sinnoh Stone is going to be available during the research breakthrough, and you're going to be able to get Rhyperior, Electivire, Magmortar, Togekiss, Miss Magnius, Honchkrow, Weavile, Dusknoir, Roserade, Gliscor, and Porygon Z. I didn't realize this until I was in Nashville, but it's not live for Togepi yet. It should be, but anyway. I just hatched, this is a 100% Togepi egg that I got in San Francisco. So not only did I get a shiny Shinx from San Fran, I got 100% Togepi, which is ridiculous. Oh wait, I think I have to evolve this before Yeah, that's why. That's why I didn't show up. I had like a brain fart right there. We're gonna have to get the Sinnoh Stone once per week through the research breakthrough, and we're gonna be able to evolve if we have the candy. So that's how that's gonna be done, which is huge. Now, we didn't even talk about the stat changes and the CP levels that we were talking about earlier. And as I stated before, the dragons, it is live in the game, and take a look at this. 100% maxed out Dragonite is 3,792 CP. A whopper. Also, Mewtwo with the buff, baby! Mewtwo coming in at 1,433. This is a 91% maxed out with the moveset of Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. Also, Zapdos jumped way up there. 3,323. Gyarados looking really good. Gyarados looking really good at 3,321. Salamence with a buff. Kyogre with a buff. Moltres with a buff. The Champ, 100% nearly maxed out. 3,012 CP. And take a look at the downgrade that Blissey received. Blissey used to be like 2,700. No, this Blissey used to be 3,003 CP. Nerfed all the way down to 2,612. I could not love it enough. The nerf to Blissey, well deserved. Well done, Niantic. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Venusaur, a very viable Pokemon. Celebi with a little bit of a... Actually, pretty good. 2,729 with the room to grow right here. Now, check out my boy Charizard right here. Fire Spin and Blast Burn. This is a high IV Charizard. 2,765. This is what we were talking about earlier in the video. Charizard being one of the more viable Fire-type Pokemon within the meta game today. And it just gets better and better. Gengar with a fantastic substantial buff, 2,777 from 2,500 where it used to be. And the list just goes on and on and on. So we're going to be breaking this down within the next few episodes, and I'll be right back. Oh, is Shiny Bulbasaur check? No. I think Bulbasaur looks kind of different. Does it? No, that's just me. Anyway, 2 days out from my research breakthrough, so I'll be back again when I get that, and then we'll be powering up from Porygon 2 to Porygon Z, and we'll start the chain of Sinnoh region evolutions from that point on, also breaking down the stat changes. Also, one more thing I wanted to bring up, because obviously I'm super hyped right now. Deoxys, my weather boosted 91 Deoxys, I'll just say 2,214. Pretty good. This is already pretty usable. I can throw this in a gym battle against a random Pokemon, see how it does. And this is very exciting, guys. This is super, super, super exciting to me to see all of these Pokemon have new stats, have new numbers all around, just to see such a shift in power and just a shift in numbers with the metagame. I've never imagined my Scizor would be nearly 3,000 CP. I'm not gonna max it out because that's a lot of dust, and we're aiming for 10 million Stardust on the year. Alright, so to wrap up this blockbuster video, we're going to show the evolution from Porygon 2 to Porygon Z, and it's going to be already 100% and maxed out. So I was able to acquire the Sinnoh Stone. It's all the way down the very end of your bag, and the way to get it is through the research breakthrough box. So if you get all 7 stamps, you should be able to acquire the Sinnoh Stone, which means you can really only get 1 Sinnoh Stone per week, but it keeps you engaged with the game. It keeps you wanting to get that 7 stamps per week, which is great. I think it's a great way to maintain engagement with the game. Also, Shedinja is also motivation enough for me to get my research breakthrough box, because I love that Pokemon already. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to my Porygon 2, and we're going to go ahead and go into the evolution, and this is a 100% maxed out Porygon 2, and I'm going to waste no time. This is going to be it. We're going to use my first Sinnoh Stone, obviously, on my favorite Pokemon. I mean, why wouldn't we, right? Going into the evolution, and this is it. This is going to be my Pokedex Porygon Z, and let's check out the max CP of Porygon Z at 100% IV. Boop. There's that. Oh my lord. God. What a Pokemon, right? Oh my god. 3,256 with the moveset of Hidden Power and Solar Beam. That's interesting. I had I had Charge Beam, and then I had Thunderbolt on there, but Hidden Power Dragon sounds enticing. But, okay, I'm down with that. So, there we go, Porygon Z, registered to the Pokedex, and that's it, and I will see you guys in the next video, and I cannot wait to unlock more Sinnoh region evolutions. We still gotta get Togekiss, Electivire, Rhyperior. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Had to start off with my favorite Pokemon evolution of all time, Porygon freaking Z. Gotta love it. See you in the next one.